The sequel characters in the sequel movies really didn't even get a fair shot. And what I mean by that is that Disney and Star Wars had people who were in charge that didn't need to be in charge and also put them at the head of Star Wars, which is such a great franchise. And now it's to the point that there's really nothing that you can do with the sequel trilogy anymore other than completely retcon it and completely remake it with the right people in charge. Most, if not all, the directors and writers that were part and head of Star Wars during this time during the sequel trilogy had no idea what they were doing and didn't even watch Star Wars prior. A lot of them could also care less for what George Lucas's vision for Star Wars could have even looked like. All they cared about, all they wanted was to create their own Star Wars story, which is okay at the end of the day. You want to create something that is your own and not just completely ripping off of what George Lucas had created, although I would still respect George's vision. I completely understand their sentiment when it comes to this. When you get in charge of something, you want to create it your own way. You want to do something your own way. You don't want to just bite off the past all the time. That is how you ended up where we're at now, where everything is just basically nostalgia bait for Star Wars going forward. But there's also ways to do that by still respecting what was already created, respecting the established lore, and also respecting the creators that came before you. There's many ways that you can do it that way. Disney has decided to create their own little path by disrespecting George Lucas's creation and also stepping and messing up established lore that's already written within the Star Wars mythos and series that we all come to love. Look no further than the Acolyte TV show with what's going on with that, or what went on with that, and how they added in Osha and May as the original chosen ones over Anakin Skywalker because they were conceived through the Force. The whole point of Anakin Skywalker is to show that he is conceived through the Force and that there's only one person that could have potentially happened to, and that is Anakin Skywalker. And that he was supposed to go on his journey to fulfill the Chosen One prophecy, but since Osha and May are now born 100 years before Anakin Skywalker, there's technically two other chosen ones now within a galaxy. This creation, Osha and May's creation within itself, completely diminishes what the character of Anakin Skywalker was and what his purpose was in the galaxy. If Disney truly cared about established lore and cared about what was written before and what was already brought in within the Star Wars fan base and what we all already knew and loved, then this Osha and May character would have never even been created. A lot of the stuff in the Acolyte would have never even been brought to the table. This is what I mean by the sequel characters in the sequel movies didn't even have a chance. They truly didn't even have a chance. Because the writers and creators that were in charge of Star Wars at the time, at least the ones who created the sequel trilogy, had no idea what they were doing. And the only true way in order to fix this going forward is to completely retcon the entire sequel trilogy. Either retcon it, move it to Legends, or just redo it entirely. I feel as though this is a perfect solution because the sequels, they're never leaving. Let's be honest here. The sequel trilogy, it's here to stay. It's here for forever. And if they focus in on this and actually create their own narratives and their own stories, then it also gives them the incentive to stop messing with what's already been created. And as a fan base, we have to stop falling for the nostalgia bait. Force Disney to make their bed and also lie in it and create something that's worthwhile for the fan base to all come and love, which I already said earlier in the video. They just need to go ahead and retcon and redo the entire sequel trilogy. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. May the Force be with you guys, and as always, have a great rest of your day.